For years, I thought I knew what chemistry felt like. You meet someone, you get those butterflies, you start wondering when they're going to text, you get excited when you hear from them, and then maybe they pull away a little bit. Suddenly you're thinking about them even more. I thought that was chemistry, but eventually I realized something that completely changed the way I looked at relationships. I wasn't always feeling chemistry. Sometimes I was feeling anxiety. And if you're a recovering people pleaser, you may have experienced this too. As a people pleaser, I spent a lot of my life worrying about whether other people liked me, and that followed me right into my relationships. Instead of meeting someone and thinking, do I like this person? I was thinking, do they like me? Did I say the right thing? Should I text? Should I wait? Did I do something wrong? Why haven't they called? And if someone became emotionally unavailable or started pulling away, instead of seeing that as information about them, I would turn it into a problem I needed to solve. Maybe I needed to be more understanding. Maybe I was expecting too much. Maybe I needed to give them more space. Maybe I needed to try harder. And that's where people-pleasing can really get you into trouble, because think about what happens. Someone gives you attention, then they pull away. Then they give you attention again, and suddenly that person's attention becomes incredibly important to you. When they text, you feel great. When they disappear, you feel awful. When they come back, you get that rush again. And we can look at all of that intensity and think, wow, there must really be something between us. But intensity isn't necessarily intimacy, and anxiety isn't necessarily chemistry. That was a huge realization for me, because sometimes those butterflies weren't telling me, this is your person. They were telling me, you don't feel secure here. And this is where I think people pleasers can be especially vulnerable. We're really good at giving people the benefit of the doubt. We're good at making excuses. We're good at adjusting ourselves. Someone crosses a boundary, and instead of thinking, I don't like that, we think, they probably didn't mean it that way. Someone doesn't give us what we need, and instead of thinking, maybe this isn't right for me, we think, am I asking for too much? Someone hurts us, and somehow we end up apologizing because we don't want them to be upset with us. I know that pattern, and the problem is, you're so busy trying to maintain the relationship that you can completely forget to evaluate the relationship. So I started asking myself a completely different set of questions, not, how do I get this person to choose me? But, why am I choosing them? Do I like the way this person communicates with me? Do I feel respected? Do their actions match their words? Can I say no without being punished for it? Can I express a need without feeling guilty? Do I actually feel good when I'm around this person? And here's a big one. Do I feel peaceful? Because I think a lot of us have spent so much time associating emotional intensity with love that peace can almost feel boring at first. But there's a big difference between boring and safe. And that's why I don't think breaking unhealthy relationship patterns starts with finding a better dating app. It starts with your relationship with yourself. Because when you genuinely believe that your needs matter, your standards change. When you believe you're allowed to have boundaries, your choices change. When you're no longer terrified that saying no will make someone leave, you start noticing who's only comfortable with you when you're saying yes. And when you stop needing everybody to like you, you become much more interested in whether you actually like them. That's the shift. If any of this sounds familiar, this is exactly why I've been talking so much about self-love and recovering from people-pleasing. I created my 30 Days to Greater Self-Love Guide as a simple daily way to start rebuilding that relationship with yourself. It's $15, and I'll put the link in the description below, because the goal isn't just to choose better partners, it's to stop abandoning yourself in order to keep one. And sometimes the first step is simply learning to recognize the difference between, I really like this person, and I'm anxious because I'm trying to get this person to like me. That difference can change everything.